As a literary artist, multiculturalist, even historian, maybe looking at some of your previous work, certainly in local life here in Bali, I'm interested in, certainly to begin with, spirituality, life and death, and your kind of your views on that, having lived in Asia, but also having essentially the genetics of a Westerner, but your environmental influences for the past so many decades being in Asia. So what is your view on death, and how do you think, and how has that kind of impacted your craft and your writing over so many years?
Well, thank you for asking that. It's an interesting question. Um, my thoughts about death are really formed by living here. And I've absorbed as much as I can the Balinese attitude to death, which is it's not an emergency, it happens, it's natural, it's a process, and it's nothing to show off about except at the cremation. But it's not a personal tragedy when it happens to you. It's it's a call to go to work for the people who are around you. It's death in Bali, like everything else, is not sentimental. And this is the biggest lesson, I think, from the Balinese that I've learned. This, the sentimentality around natural processes is just, um, it's a construction from my own Western culture. It's not a fact of life. So that I don't know what happens when people die. I know that we probably won't see them again. I know that the Balinese believe that a great deal happens after you die that takes a lot of ritual attention. And so you have a lot of protocol around the care of the body, but also a lot of offerings and rituals around the care of the soul, which is going through a transition. First, it has to get out of the body, which, according not just to the Balinese, but I think the Tibetan Buddhists as well, and certainly many other cultures, takes a bit of time. I'm just struck by when I watched my mother die in hospice. It was a thoroughly natural and good process, and I was lucky to watch it. But I had the sensation, without being at all psychic myself, I had the sensation of watching this fine scarf rise up from off her forehead. And that's my only indication that anything is going on, that there's but I knew that was the moment that she died. And I said, "Fly, Mom," at that time. Now, the Balinese seem to have a lot of very detailed information about what exactly happens. So the soul is leaving the body over what the Buddhists say is about 20 minutes. And the Balinese want to assure a transition back to the essential elements of water, air, fire, earth, and ether, whatever that is. So this all takes a lot of ritual supervision or help. And then there's the journey of the surviving soul, the Atman, uh, onto a series of processes of purification, a kind of purgatory, apparently, under the sea, and then calling the soul back up from the sea. This is after cremation, calling it back again and escorting it up to uh, the temples in Basaki, where it joins with the rest of the ancestors that may or may not incarnate into your family. And then some of it comes back into the family compound and is buried under a shrine. And that's where you worship your ancestors or your recently dead. So now, how much of that I can take on, I don't know. I won't know until I die, or perhaps until my husband dies, and I go through this process more intimately. Um, but I know that as I say, it's not a sentimental event when somebody dies. Being sad is not the same as being sentimental. You're sad, everybody's sad, and then you get on with things. It's something that we live with, and perhaps it's better to live with being aware of it. I'm not sure. I think so. I think as I get older, I'm much more aware of it. I don't think it's impacted my writing at all, though.